They say when a river starts to overflow, it carries everything with it: secrets, truth, and the things people try to hide. And today, the river has overflowed in the story of Regina Daniels and Ned Nwoko, a marriage that started with luxury and limelight, but has become one of the biggest public breakdowns in Nigerians' entertainment and political history. This is Facts Before Hype, and today we break down the real situation, not the rumors, not the noise, but the confirmed facts on ground. Let's begin. For years, Regina Daniels and Ned Nwoko were seen as a power couple. Regina Daniels, a Nollywood superstar. Ned Nwoko, a billionaire businessman and senator. But behind the glamorous photos, behind the matching outfits and the vacation videos, cracks were forming. Cracks none of us saw until the explosions began. Everything changed when a video surfaced online where Regina Daniels appeared distressed, claiming she could no longer stay in the marriage because of DV and assault. She said the relationship had become unbearable and that she feared for her safety. That video spread like wildfire. But the surprise came even faster as Senator Ned Nwoko publicly denied ever assaulting her. Instead, he accused Regina of drug and alcohol abuse, saying that her substance struggle was what destroyed the marriage. He insisted he tried to help her, not hurt her. That counter-accusation shocked the entire country. Regina immediately responded by traveling to the United Kingdom and taking a drug test and sharing the process publicly, insisting she had nothing to hide. But the story did not end there. Her family members became involved, with the police inviting and questioning her mother and siblings. Her brother was even detained for days before being granted bail, all connected to the escalating conflict. Meanwhile, Ned Nwoko made an even more shocking revelation. He said that the court had barred Regina from seeing her children until she undergoes drug rehabilitation and cleared by social welfare officers. This turned their personal battle into a legal war. Regina fired back, accusing Ned of trying to manipulate the system and silence her, while also denying allegations about stolen money that reportedly led to warrants for her family members. Human rights activist Sowore even stepped into the matter, demanding a full investigation into Ned Nwoko's actions and urging transparency.
I felt it strange that this so-called billionaire was just throwing people in prison. And when we got to prison, we found 9 people that had been put in prison by the same Ned Nwoko from his village, because they said when young people were fighting against him for stealing their land to set up what is now known as his sports university. We fought and helped these guys to get out. Later on, if you guys paid attention to it, there was a time Ned Nwoko also went and hijacked one lady's father. The lady was crying all over social media that Ned has ruined their. Ned has ruined a lot of lives using the police force and using his power. And one thing people must know in Nigeria is that anybody who is a public figure, who is in political office, our duty first and foremost is to hold them to account, no matter how powerful they are. And when I heard that Ned had pounced on his in-laws, I immediately got involved in it. In fact, as at the time he arrested Regina's brother, I was declared wanted in Lagos for participating in the protest. So I had to run from Lagos to come to Abuja. And by the time I got to Abuja, we had already arranged a lawyer to fight for him. That is Samuel Ojogu, that's Regina's brother. And we were able to get him freed on Monday after spending about 3 nights in detention in an unjust and unlawful and illegal manner. So after freeing him, I discovered that Ned had other plans in place to arrest Regina's mom. He had intercepted Regina's phone calls and was going to use it against her. He was planning to reveal and release her private chats and private parts in the open. And as someone who is an advocate for respect for human rights and dignity, there's no way I can sit back, even when so many people will say, well, why would you care about a girl who was part of the oppressive system that you've been fighting against? Well, I don't care about Jews or Gentiles. I fight for human rights regardless of whether you support me or not. So your support or your love for me is not a condition for me to create a society that is just and fair. And I hate it. Everybody understand this. I hate it when people use their power, when they use illegally acquired wealth to punish people because they feel they can get away with it. So that was how we got into another issue. Found out that Ned married Regina Daniel underage. Now, you must understand that Nigeria is a signatory to a lot of international instruments that opposes sexual trafficking, all right, and messing with underage girls. You cannot marry an underage girl because there's a Child Rights Protection Act in this country that forbids, powerful people from using their position to marry, whether you are powerful or not. You don't have a right to marry somebody who has not reached the age of consent, even when their parents say, come and take the person. You procure the passport, it's available, you can see it. Upon discovering that this might be a problem, because he's an international lawyer, he practices in the UK, where he's gotten involved in a lot of shady dealings, by the way. He went and helped her procure a voter's card. But her original international passport, with which Ned has traveled extensively with Regina Daniel, shows that at the time they married, she was 17 years old. He knew it, but he knew that an alibi would be needed in the future, so he went and collected from her a voter's card. But even Regina Daniel's parents and the handlers have told me that she never knew about that voter's card. So there's something still shady about it. But when it comes to public identity cards that are acceptable, the international passport is probably number one, because that one goes through a lot of scrutiny before you can get it. So to go and bring an INEC voter's card or driver's license to say anybody can procure that. I've seen people who cannot see who have driver's license in Nigeria. So it's nothing new, but it is impunity that we are against. It is a fraud, and I know that whenever this kind of things happen, people will say, you don't need to get him, it's wife and husband matter. Yes, it is wife and husband matter, but where there is no wife and there's no husband, then it becomes society's problem. And why I say there's no wife and there's no husband is that Ned also managed not to have formally married Regina because he knew that she was underage. That's why there's no court document that shows that they are married. If anyone exists, he probably also went and forged it. But on a larger corruption problem that is facing Nigeria, Ned is one of the most corrupt persons in this country. And I'm also an anti-corruption fighter. He's the one who, in conjunction with Malami and the rest of them, claim that they are refunding local government money to Nigeria. And Ned gets millions and millions of dollars in what they claim is legal consultancy to the federal government to help retrieve money that already exists that belongs to local governments. And that's how he's able to get away with all these crimes. We have found out also that he has done cross-border prostitution by bringing in underage girls from places like Morocco to Nigeria. These are international sex trafficking crimes. And we are saying Ned, he should be suspended immediately from the Senate. He should be arrested by, I won't say the Nigeria police, it should be a crack team because the police is in his pocket. And his trial should commence. And also, we are going to start processing in the UK for Ned to be arrested and also extradited to the UK for crimes that he committed, including someone who is in the UK, who is a practicing lawyer in the UK, engaging in unethical practices. You are not allowed to do that. So his license is also our target, that he's not allowed to practice law both in Nigeria and the UK. I know that when you guys hear this, you may not understand. It's a fight that we must take to sanitize our country so that criminals like Ned will not be a senator in this country. And until Nigeria gets to that point, Nigeria is not going to get better. It doesn't matter how much they give you or they convince you that this is husband and wife matter. It doesn't matter how much you pay bloggers. We are always going to stand for what is just and what is right. And that's why I'm opposed to Ned Nwoko. Some of you may not have heard, but I will disclose. He also got me arrested in 2021 because I was fighting for Jaruma. And he was involved in another fraud because he has an NGO that he claims is eradicating mosquitoes in Nigeria. And what I used in puncturing his lie was that I said to him, you want to eradicate mosquitoes in Nigeria, but there are mosquitoes in your compound in Abuja. And I found out while I was doing that case with him that he has the media in his pocket. There's a lot of these media guys who are working for him. And also, Ned has got huge amount of support from the Nigeria police. They go to his house to eat every day, policemen in Nigeria. Shame on our Nigeria police for having sold the police force for free.
From DV claims, to drug allegations, to court orders, to arrest, to international tests, to political influence, this story has moved far beyond celebrity gossip. It has become a national conversation about abuse, power, credibility, and justice. Right now, Regina remains in the UK. Ned remains in Nigeria. Their marriage is over, and both are standing firm on their own versions of the truth. The next chapter will be written in court, and trust facts before hype. We will bring you every verified update as it unfolds. But before we close, I want to ask you, who do you believe is telling the truth? Do you think the court will be fair? Considering the high-profile nature of this case, drop your thoughts in the comments respectfully. If this breakdown was clear and balanced, please like this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, join this community. We bring you facts before hype, clarity before confusion, and truth before noise. Stay sharp, stay informed. This is Facts Before Hype. See you in the next update.